so much for joining us. It is Tuesday, February 21st. I am Amy Corr, and I am out of our Goose Island office, and I actually have a very special guest with me today. I am extremely excited to have Crystal White joining me for a really great interview, and we are going to be talking a little bit about what she is seeing in the market right now in something all of us as agents can be focusing on. So on that note, we hope that you fill her up and you've got a warm cup of coffee. Let's jump into the next episode of Coffee with Amy and Kevin. Hey, hey.
Hello.
I am
Good morning.
so excited. You've known about this studio forever and now you're sitting in it.
Now I'm in it. It really does exist. I love it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. For all of you, if you don't know, Crystal White is with our @Indy affiliate, but she is also working as part of my team, coaching and training at Properties. But really excited to have her here. She's been in Chicago for the last 7 days, so we're super excited. And she sees a lot, and she's been coaching agents. You know, she started out as an agent herself, then moved into a role as a managing broker, and now is really working on coaching and agent development. So she's seen a lot and heard a lot. So I want to kind of jump right in and, share with me, kind of what you're seeing right now. You have the opportunity to work with a lot of different agents in different markets. What's going on out there?
Yes. So I would say, to save time, if there was one thing that I'm noticing that agents are wanting and needing, which happens to be the same one thing that I'm noticing across the country that consumers are wanting, and that is a confident agent. So agents being able to increase their level of confidence right now, it's really key because it truly is what's selling right now.
I love it. And I think a confident agent is so important because the market right now is super confusing for the consumer, right?
Yes.
So it's like no matter what, confidence sells. All
Absolutely.
right, so I know we talked a little bit about this, and I think you have 3 areas of confidence that you kind of want to dial into. Mm-hmm. And so the first one I know you talked about was an agent having confidence in themselves. So let's talk about it. Tell me your tips on making sure an agent can be confident in themselves.
Yes. So there's 3 tips that I would recommend any agent at any level, no matter what their experience is, no matter what their volume is, their goals, that they can do, that they can work on these things to help increase their level of confidence. And one is to, first of all, understand how we can increase our confidence level. It happens through small, successful wins. Having small series of wins consistently. So if you do that on a daily basis, it makes a difference. So having successful wins daily, whether it's tracking your CRM and hitting those goals that are on your CRM. But the key word here is trackable. Okay. If the win is trackable, if the success is trackable, then that means more than likely it's repeatable. I have seen agents at all stages of this game, of this business, that have had success in the past, but now because it wasn't trackable, they couldn't go back and explain how they did it. Now they're not feeling confident in this market that they can do it again. So tracking that is very important. Another area would be working and not worrying.
I love this. Working and not worrying, yes.
When you find yourself worrying, I would challenge you to ask yourself, what work could I be doing right now that would replace this worry with work? Because I can't tell you too many times in my life that I've experienced worry while I'm working. Because typically if you're working, you're just not worrying, and it's such a waste of energy. The last one I would mention is educating yourself. Enrolling yourself in courses that we have that will help to increase your listing presentation, your buyer's presentation, how to turn your open houses into, instead of just focusing on buyers, how can I gain listings from my open houses? So I think it's really important and critical that agents work on educating themselves right now, because that definitely increases your confidence.
I love it. And the thing is that we have been going crazy, right, in the prior market, and things maybe haven't completely slowed so much, but maybe agents are finding a little bit more time on their hands. So this is a great opportunity to put some of this in place, like creating things that are good habits, right? Working on educating and developing yourself. And I love that. Not worrying, just working, right? Because there's certain things out there that we can't control, but we can control our attitude and what we're doing every day, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Those. All right, so that is awesome in regards to confidence within themselves and how to develop that. I know we also talked about confidence with their company. So tell us a little bit more about your opinion on that.
Yes, I believe there's 3 things that really play a big role in leaning into and gaining confidence with the company that you're working with. And so identify the value that your company brings the consumer. So put yourself in the mindset of a consumer. What do they think of when they see your company name? What does that mean for them? And what value does that bring them as an actual consumer? So that may even look like the network of agents. We have a network of agents across the globe, right? And what does that mean to them if they're trying to sell or if they're wanting to buy? And the value that gives you, which in returns gives your client. The other thing would be the local community involvement. It may not mean a lot to us as an agent, but boy, I tell you, people care about their communities. They care about their neighborhood, and they love to partner with other companies that also show that they care about that. So do you know enough about what your company is doing locally in your community? And if you don't, I would impress you to get to know a little bit more about that.
I love it. I love it. All right, so knowing your company and the benefits that they bring, not just you, but to your client base. So really great. And then this one I loved that we talked about. This is confidence in your brand. So let's talk a little bit about being an agent and being confident in your own, independent or individual brand.
I think it's so important for an agent to know, how would this question be answered? If someone were to ask you, why should I pick you? Why should you sell my home? So if that would make you feel like, I don't know, or anything other than a confident response back, then that means you are not fully confident in your brand. Mm-hmm. And that's okay, because there's just room for improvement. So we have lots of resources available to us online that will help with working on your value proposition, knowing what you're worth, what value do you bring to your client, to the consumer. And so I think it's very important not only for you to know it, but be able to articulate that. The other thing would be, what's your team? What value does your team bring if you're on a team? And even if you're not on a team, your area of expertise. Are you an expert in a certain area? Are you an expert in multifamilies or a certain side of town or whatever that is? Understanding what your area of expertise is and what value that can bring. Sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit for what we know because we're not really consciously aware of the fact that we know it. And when we are not consciously aware, there's almost, I don't want to say impossible, but it's very difficult to gain confidence from something you are not aware of. And so I think it's important for us to connect with that and make sure we're aware. The other area is your reviews. Oh my goodness. Yep. Like, if there is something specific that you're wanting, if you're wanting to say, I really want to do great in reloads this year. Do you have one person that you did a great job with reloads that could do a review from you? Mm-hmm. If you want to, whatever the scenario is, do you have reviews right now posted? If you Googled yourself, would you be impressed? Or would there be room for improvement? Right? Yep. And so I think that goes back. Your website, those are things that we do have control over. And at the end of the day, that's really what it gets to. Yeah. We can't control the market no matter how good or challenging it is, but we can control the level of confidence that we feel. And that happens on a regular basis. It's not something that's just overnight.
Yeah, I love it. Well, I don't know about all of you, but I am feeling more confident just being able to sit next to this fabulous woman who's telling you all the things that, quite honestly, I think we all know, but it's always so helpful to get this reminder, right? Because again, in this market right now, if you're feeling sort of jittery or you kind of feel like a jitterbug or worried about it, I think some of these tips that Crystal just put out there that are simple, they're really easy to do, really easy to focus on, are going to do exactly what she said. They're going to help you build confidence and get you focused on the things you can control and not worried about what the unknown of what this market is going to bring you the rest of the year. I think if you just focus on some of these things, you're going to be put in a much better position. So, Crystal,
Absolutely.
thank you for joining me. Sorry, Kevin, that you weren't here, but we had a blast.
We missed you, Kevin.
We did. We thank all of you for joining us this morning. Make it a great Tuesday. And remember, until we see you again, you've got this.